Lesson 7.
Like it's
Simple and compound interest. We're going to have 3 formulas, and you're going to have to know which one we're using at what time.
Okay.
Okay?
3 formulas?
3 formulas. The first
Lovely.
one is the simple formula, simple interest. So anytime a problem says simple interest, you would use this. That would be your key. Okay? It's I equals P times R times T. I stands for the simple interest. P stands for the principal, like the amount we start with. R stands for my rate, like the percent rate you're getting. And T stands for time. How much time is this over? Okay? So, we get word problems, and you're going to have lots of word problems tonight, just how it's going to go.
I remember this from last year.
Okay, yeah, it is a review from last year. It says people buy bonds as a way to earn more money. If a $1,500 bond earns 4% simple interest per year on its purchase price, how much will it earn in interest after 2 years?
Well, it says, like you said, simple interest.
Okay.
So that's our clue. So I equals PRT.
I equals P
Yeah.
times R times T. Okay, what information do we know?
We know
1,500.
a bond earns 4%.
Okay, we know it earns 4%, and we know that it starts at 1,500, yes?
1,500.
Okay, so both of you were correct. So 1,500 is my what? Which
Uh,
letter?
Oh, they're right.
Mm-mm.
No, we're trying to break time.
It's the what?
Principal.
The principal. It's what I started with. It's the initial amount. 1,500 is my principal. Okay? Then you told me I have a rate of 4%. How do you change that into a decimal so you can multiply?
Multiply it by 100.
Okay, so what does the 4% change to?
0.3.
0.04.
0.04.
0.0.
0.04. And then, what's the other piece of information that we know?
After 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
So that's
that is
time.
my time. So I'm trying to figure out my
Interest.
simple interest.
Oh yeah,
What's
this day.
1,500 times 0.04 times 2?
I remember doing this. This is like
120.
really,
What is it? 120? 120? I think you're right, but I'm just double checking. Yeah,
Maybe it's
120. 120. So the bond will earn how much money after 2 years?
$120.
It will earn $120, which means how much total would be in your bond after 2 years? 1,620, because I would have to add the 1,500 I already had in there, right? So my total would be 1,620 after 2 years. So basically, you did nothing with your money, you invested it, and you made $120 in 2 years. Sounds like a good gig, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't use this money, I did nothing with it, and I made money off of it. Okay?
What do you say to the bank if you want that like extra interest? It's like,
Well, you can put money in things called CDs, or into bonds, or into, different things, and if you put it in a CD, you basically are like signing a contract with the bank saying, I won't take money out of this until 5 years are gone, or whatever. And they'll give you a percent on it, because what they're doing is they're borrowing your money
to help with someone else's loan.
or to invest it in something so that they make more money, and then they give you a profit off of that. Does that make
That's
So you're
sense?
technically earning money by doing nothing.
Right.
Just signing a contract.
Right, and not using that money for extended amount of time.
That's
Now, if you
actually
have
not
to
bad.
use it prior to your,
Contract.
contract, then it costs you sometimes,
That's lovely.
so. It's kinda nice, like when you're, like when I was younger and like a kid and didn't like use my money, you know, my parents would like take my birthday money or whatever and put it in CDs and stuff to build interest on. And that's how I paid for college. Okay, so then we come to 2 different formulas, okay? This formula, okay, talks about taking your balance. It's a balance formula is what it's considered. And the balance is A, so like what I have, of an account that earns simple annual interest is the sum of the principal and the interest, okay? So what it's saying is, if I take, like we just did right now, we found simple interest, right?
Mhm.
And then I went a step further and said, well, how much total would you have, yes?
Mhm.
That's what we're doing here with these
Finding the
formulas.
balance. Okay.
Finding the balance after I find my simple interest. One second, Matthew, which means that I use this formula for simple interest and I add it to the original amount. That's all this
So
formula
that's just that
is.
stuff that came in
Okay.
with you.
That's all that formula is. This is the same way, okay? This formula and this formula are the same thing. See how there's a P here and a P here? So if I separate it out, what's P times 1?
You want
P1,
Or just
P,
P, okay? That represents that. And what's P times RT?
PRG.
So that's how they break it down. Does that make sense? It's literally the same formula, they just unfoiled it.
So question.
Yes, sir.
So what's our keyword to find this formula? Just
When they say
balance?
balance, if
So
they
what-
want a balance, I'm adding the simple interest to the original,
Okay.
okay? If they just want simple interest, I'm only finding how much money I'm making.
So do we do the balance at the end?
So you do the balance by plugging it into this formula or this one, because they're the same thing. You're gonna see it written like this later on in life more frequently, so I would just get used to this one.
But it
Okay.
means the same thing.
It means the same thing, yes. Okay, so it says you get a summer job at a bakery. Suppose you save $1,400 of your pay and deposit it into an account that earns simple annual interest. After 9 months, the balance is $1,421. Find the interest, find the annual interest rate.
So we're not finding the balance. That's our balance.
Yes, so you know that this
So that's our A.
1421 is your A, good.
Okay.
1421 equals. Do you know what your P was?
140.
No.
1,400.
Yeah, 1,400. So it equals 1,400 times 1 plus, what's your rate? Do you know that?
No.
No, because it says
Find the
find
rate.
the annual interest.
Rate.
So it's plus 1, and what's your T?
Our time.
9
Oh,
months.
9 months.
9 months. 9
So
months
does
is your
that-
T, yes?
Yeah.
Now, here's the deal. Your time is established in years. Is 9 months a full year?
No, so it's a point. It's a decimal.
It is a decimal. What is 9 months of a year?
0.09.
Mm-mm. How
9
many
out
months
of
are in a
3.
year?
12.
12. So what's 9 out of 12 reduced down to?
Wait.
No, 0.3.
3 over 4?
3 over what?
3 over 4.
3 over 4. 3 over 4. So I'm gonna put
75.75.
0.75.
Nice.
Or you can leave it as 3 over 4. So this is what my formula now looks like. How do you get rid of 1,400 there? I gotta work my problem backwards, remember this.
You take 14 away from 100. Take 1,400 away from 14. Wait, $1,420.
Wait, just divide it, right?
Huh? No, you take that away
You said
from.
divide 1421 by 1,400?
No,
No.
not to subtract it.
Wait,
I'm
no, hold on.
Oh, what was your question? What was your question?
I gotta work this problem backwards to find my rate. How do I do that?
You would divide because you're multiplying 1 plus
Or wait, would you
5.75
distribute?
by 1,400.
Would you
So
distribute?
you had to divide.
Okay, I can do it one of two ways. Yes, I can divide or I can distribute. Either way will work. Okay,
Divide what?
by 1,400.
Oh.
Okay, I can do it either way. If I divide by 1,400, okay, so that I get rid of this, I end up getting 1.015 equals
The
1
plus,
plus
R.
0.75 R, right?
Yes.
Okay, how do you get rid of this?
The
You
1.
subtract.
You subtract, right? Okay,
So you have only 0.015 left?
so you have this, and then you have 0.75 R. How do you get rid of 0.75?
Divide.
Divide, and what does your rate come out to be?
0.015.
Point zero, not 0.015.
Oh, there's an R.
Yeah, point zero what?
R equals 0.0.
0.02 is what I got.
0.02. 0.02 equals your rate. Now, rate needs to be in
Dang.
percent, so what percent is that?
2%.
2%. 2% was your rate. You worked the problem backwards. Now, Matthew, if we
Yeah.
do it your way, okay,
Distribute the 1,400 into the.
you get,
one.
yes. So if I do it your way, you get 1421 equals 1,400 plus 1,400,
Wait,
well,
no.
whatever
You times
times
it by
0.75, yeah. Plus
1050.
R, right?
Yeah.
And you would subtract 1,400 from both sides, correct?
Uh-huh.
And you would get 21 equals 1050 R, yes? Divide by 1050,
That's your rate, it's 2%, again, or 0.0.
it's 0.02 again, right? So you can do it either way, correct?
Yeah,
Okay? It just depends how you wanna do it, show me work.
Okay.
Okay?
yeah.
Now, the last problem we're gonna talk about is something called compounded interest, okay? Compounded interest is where it's at. If you
Where
are
it's at.
investing something and you're getting compound interest, you're making the most money you can. Now, if you are borrowing and you're paying compound interest, you're gonna be
losing
paying a lot of money, okay? So compound interest is what you want when you're investing, not what you want when you're the one paying something back, okay? Compound interest is this, your amount, your total, equals your principal times 1 plus your rate to the t power.
So it's,
So
so
it's
whatever the time is, you,
So over here, your time is just being multiplied in, correct?
But it's worse this time.
Here, your
Better.
time is in what position is
Oh
your time
my
in?
It's
gosh.
time, it's
It's-
doing,
P.
It's your exponential, it's an
Never mind.
exponential growth, okay? Here, you're just multiplying, yes?
yeah.
Here, you have an exponent of your time. That's why you're gaining more money,
Yeah, that's
or
all.
losing more
It's
money.
a formula within a formula.
Yep. Okay, so, let's talk about this. You deposit $1,500 into an account that earns 2.4% interest compounded annually. That's how I know I use compound, because it says,
Compound
Okay.
interest.
so I
Compound.
use simple interest because it says what? When I use simple interest, what does your
Balance.
formula say?
I equals PRT.
No. When I want to use the
Oh,
simple
want
interest,
to.
what does it, your equation or your word problem say in it?
Simple interest.
Simple interest. If I want to use balance, what does it say?
Balance.
Balance. And if I want to use compounded interest, what does it
says
say?
compound.
Okay, so these are all your keywords.
Simple interest.
You deposit $1,500 into an account that earns 2.4% interest compounded annually. Find the balance after 6 years. What information do I have?
Balance.
You have balance and compound.
I have the balance?
Yeah. So use the balance formula.
No.
You
Look.
deposit.
The balance formula is this, yes?
Yes.
But
So
first, you have to use the
1,500
compound.
is the
You have to
principal.
first use the
And so the
compound.
balance, yes, so the balance formula and the compound interest formula are very similar, correct?
yeah.
But when it says compounded, you always
Always
use
use
compounded
Mhm.
interest.
Yes.
Okay, so what information do I have to work with?
The
So
1,500 is the principal.
1,500 is my principal, so I'm saying A equals 1,500 times 1 plus.
The rate is 2.4%.
So how do I change that to decimal?
0.24.
0.24.
And then the exponential is the 6 years. So
Is
that's
this
a
6?
lot.
Like this,
You
yes?
said 0.024.
It should be point, yeah, 0.0.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Okay,
yes.
so then I get 1,500, right?
Yes.
Times 1.024 to the 6, okay? When you plug this into your calculator, you need to plug this in first.
Huh?
Put in 1.024 to the 6th.
Oh,
What
it's
do you
caret
get?
6?
Yes, caret 6.
Oh my, oh wait.
What do you get?
1.1529. So
Okay, let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, 1.529.
Actually, there's another 1 in here, isn't there? 152. Now, what am I gonna do with this in 1,500?
Times it.
Multiply.
Okay, multiply, and what do you get?
We're gonna say 1,729.
And give me cents
Um,
to 2 decimals.
we're gonna say 38 cents.
38
Or 35.
Well, I have
Something.
38, so I'll
Yeah.
just put 38. So look, after 6 years, you now have $1,729.38 at only a 2.4% interest rate. So imagine if you had a 6% interest rate, how much money you would have after 6 years.
A lot more.
Okay.
Probably over 2,000.
Because here you made, what, $229? Okay, so the balance of the account after 6 years is about $1,729.38. These are the things you are working on today.
That's lovely.
Lord
Okay.
help.
All formulas, which means you are going to show me a lot of work on your homework, yes?
Yes, yeah.